So we're here today in Malahide Library to launch the Fingal Library Service Development Plan 2024 to 2029. So this development plan sets out the strategic vision for libraries in Fingal. We have 10 branch libraries, 4 mobile library vans and a local studies and archive service in Fingal libraries. And this plan sets out actions which we will undertake to enhance and develop the libraries in Fingal over the next 6 years. Our libraries are more than books. Our libraries are community hubs. So people come into the libraries for all sorts of reasons, obviously to borrow books, but not only to borrow books. They come in to read, to study, to come to many of our events which we hold in the libraries. And these events might be storytelling, they might be author visits, poetry recitals, there might be a repair cafe in, for example, the makerspace that we have in Blanchardstown Library.
I think they're an essential glue for every community there, and that, I suppose there was a talk in the social media age that maybe libraries would be phased out, but if anything, they're as important now as they've ever been there. I mean, they fill that social media space for young people as well, but also the borrowing of books, as we see here today, having meetings, the community space to bring people together there. Yeah, so they're just as important now as they've ever been.
To see the development plan now for our library service published for the next 5 years, that's going to map out what we're doing for the next 5 years. So things like the new county library in Cllr's Cultural Quarter, the refurbishment and extension of Skerries, to name but a few. And then we've already done some very significant refurbishment work here in Malahide. So I'm delighted to lend my support to the work that our libraries team across Fingal do. Really crucial work. And you see the number of visitors now, nearly touching 1 million a year in Fingal libraries. Incredibly impressive. So this plan now sets forward what are the next 5 years going to look like, how are we going to further invest and develop our libraries for the benefit of all in Fingal.
All of our libraries are under constant improvement and renewal. Aside from that, I suppose, in terms of library development, our staff are really professional. They understand what's happening internationally with libraries, making sure that we're up to date and delivering the services that people want. Very important when you have a county such as Fingal, which is a young county, and of course it's a very diverse county as well. And libraries are really safe spaces for everybody. You will recognise a library no matter what town or city you are in the world, and Fingal libraries are no different. So very welcoming space for new communities, for example. So we're very anxious as we deliver increased sized towns and villages that we have services to support our community. So we see libraries very much as a community facility as well as a library in itself. So whether you want to apply for a job, update your CV or study for your Leaving Cert, you'll find a space in every library.
So in Malahide Library we have a sensory pod. So the sensory pod is for anybody who has autism or a different neurodiverse condition. And the sensory pod just gives them an opportunity to go somewhere that's quite relaxing. And we also have virtual reality headsets, and we have these in Malahide Library and in other libraries as well. And the virtual reality headsets, when you put them on, they give you an idea of what it's like to, for example, walk around a particular building, like the new Swords Cultural Quarter Library, which we are starting to build later this year. So it just gives you like a 3D vision of what that library will look like.
They've had great tradition with libraries here in Fingal, and great to be here today for the exciting plans in Malahide, and obviously the pipeline of capital programmes are going to be coming. We're going to see Skerries, we're going to see in my own area, Donabate, and we're going to see the Swords Cultural Quarter, which is going to be the game changer for Swords, and indeed is going to be a magnificent facility for all of Fingal.
All supported by a really active and dedicated libraries team. I'm happy as Government Minister to be able to support, and government to support these type of developments, and you see how well the wonderful library here in Malahide is used, for example, by people of all ages.
Malahide Library is a Carnegie library. It was updated a number of years ago, led by our county architect and her team. You know, really protecting our heritage as well as delivering an important service.